What's going on? James Bonnie's here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the journey to go from wanting to start your own business, right? And it could be in any niche, to getting to almost $1 million a month. Now, you may say to yourself, James, I just literally want to make an extra $5,000 a month on the side. And although we all start out that way, there's something to be said about setting large goals. But the problem is, and why most people do not set large goals, is because they literally do not have a roadmap to get there. So that is exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video and show you my journey of how I went from a struggling, financially dependent teacher of the state of New Jersey, the wonderful state of New Jersey, to getting a master's degree so I can earn a little bit more money, becoming a vice principal, earning about six figures, with overtime and hourly pay, maybe about, I don't know, maybe $110,000 a year. And in the state of New Jersey, when you're paying $18,000 a year in just property taxes, it's a tough pill to swallow. So no matter where you are in life, no matter where you live, no matter how much money you make, you always can start from ground zero and build a huge business. Over the last 6 years, my business has done a little over 30 million. I think we just clocked over $30 million in total sales, not including the marketing agency sales. We've clocked about 3 million in marketing agency sales over the last couple of years. And I'm going to explain to you why the two paths that I've chosen, why one is about 3 million and the other one is 30 million. And that is exactly what I'm going to explain, and how you can follow the exact same process. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So as you can see on my screen, this is the roadmap to start a digital marketing agency working with local businesses. It could literally be right in your own town, and take that to $833,000 a month. But what you're going to find is at some point there needs to be a very big pivot during this journey. And you're going to see it not only on the screen, I'm going to explain it to you and why that pivot has to happen to go from $100,000 a month to $833,000 a month. So if we're going to be on the side of running a digital marketing agency. And by the way, I took the setup of this screen from another marketing agency that did a video. I saw it and I liked it. I liked the way it was. And the difference, maybe you've seen it because you're in the realm of starting a local marketing agency. But there was some things that I really didn't agree with him on. And I thought, you know what, let me show my audience how and the roadmap that I took and what I believe is actually possible in the marketing agency world. Okay. So if you are wanting to, let's say, a lot of people, they know the word, the acronym SEO, right? Search engine optimization, and charging $1,000 or $5,000 a month to help people rank on Google, right? When I started mine, it's exactly what I did. I started with lead gen sites. You may see that all over the internet. Digital real estate, right? It's the cliche way to call it. And that would be building a lead generation website on Google and trying to get it to rank, let's say in plumbing niche, and then renting out that site to a local plumber. Now, it is a very shiny way to do this because it sounds very simple. And it's a great selling tool, right? Somebody comes in, they pays to learn how to do it, and they're almost locked in for the remainder of their life to this one lead gen site they may have poured their heart and soul into, only to find out that it will never rank. And even if it does rank, because it's not that easy to do, even if it does rank, will it actually bring in enough leads for a plumber, as an example, to want to rent it? And that is the risk that you take. The risk is effort, money, and time into a 10-page lead generation website that is geared toward almost any plumber on the internet in the local area, and hoping that one day I'll get it to rank, and hoping that one day, if I do get it to rank, that it will actually generate leads. There is enough people in the town or in the county that are looking for plumbing services. Okay, that's the risk there. Okay, and so I chose to do it a different way. We put 2-page websites on the internet, and we run either Google ads, Facebook ads. We do message marketing. We do reputation management. 4 simple services that are very easy to get fast results where you don't have to wait 6, 9, 12 months to get any results on that lead gen site. Okay, so now that we have the framework here, that is the business that I'm talking about. So if you want to start a digital marketing empire, these are the steps that I took. These are the steps that I've seen probably over a dozen students of mine take. And when I say a dozen, it's they went from 0 to 100,000 a month, pivoted, and built a huge business after that. Okay, we have thousands of students who have come in and they're at the 0 to 10. They're at the $2,000 to $10,000 mark. We have, I think over last time I checked was like 74 or 75 at the 10 to 50, and 50 to 100 is about a dozen or two. Okay, so when you're in the beginning of your journey, right? When it comes to niches, you are going to be very wide. You are going to basically say, all right, in my area, what is probably the best niche? It could be home improvement. It could be plumbing, electrical. I like towing is another good one. I like blue collar, get your hands dirty type of businesses, because a lot of times there's search intent behind it. All right, so if you need a tow, you're going to go on Google and type in towing, towing near me, towing ASAP, need a tow. They need it now. And that's why leads are very easy to get for towing companies. Plumbers, right? Emergency keywords. Emergency plumber near me. Emergency electrician near me. They Google it, see the ad, click on it, call the phone number. Lead is clocked, okay? That's what I like, okay? And so the fastest way to get results is to do it that way. The services that you're going to be offering in the beginning would be reputation management, how to get more reviews online. Google ads, again, like I just explained, using our done-for-you 2-page sites or whatever, any site that you want to put up there. Message marketing, right? What offer can I make my past clients through a proprietary software that we use, $50 coupon, free estimate, whatever it might be. I always, we teach how to grab these home improvement magazines in your local area and find out what offers, right, are they running in these magazines. And you can go to a roofing company and say, hey, this is the offer I want to put out to your past clients to get cash in the door today, right? They'll pay you to do that. Facebook ads. Facebook ads is kind of like a love-hate relationship. They work great for certain niches. They don't work for a lot of niches, okay? So Facebook ads is kind of like the thing that we put on the back table. They're good for med spas that have a great offer, but nothing beats, in my opinion, for a fast win and to show your worth and to get paid by potential clients is message marketing, rep management, and Google ads, okay? I threw SEO in there because you don't really want to ever turn down an SEO job because it's just so easy to outsource it. Acquisition channels is where am I going to find my client, right? At the $0 to $10,000 per month mark, where am I going to find them? Well, you can go to your warm market. You can post on Facebook and say, we have a script that we use that basically says, I'm in the training. I love to test it out on you. It's going to cost you a couple $100 for ads, but my cost is $0. We do trials. Again, we're proving our worth. Cold emailing, cold calling, cold messaging are something that we teach. It's not my cup of tea, but we teach it. An advanced value would be, let me give a business owner some leads first. I'm going to go to page 3 of Google. I'm going to then find a company that is not doing well, right, if they're on page 3, and I'm going to give them leads first, right? I'm going to then contact them and say, I've sent you a few leads. Obviously, you'll contact them first and say, would you be interested in getting more business? No cost to you. And I throw in, I go grab a Google coupon, spend $100, get $50 or $100 back in Google credits. And so I get to spend $200 to show my worth and deliver leads with a 2-page site. Okay. We call that advanced value. Employees, none. I don't need any employees. I run this business myself at this level. Partners, easily, right? If you have a community of people that you can partner with, very simple to do. You could be I'm going to go out and find a client and they could do all the tech behind it and vice versa. Results, you're not confident in this column, right? You're proving to yourself more than you're even proving to a potential client with trials that this is going to work. That's where you are in your journey. Your treatment is still, it's a side hustle, right? Of course, it's a side hustle. You are still working a full-time job in this column, and you are just kind of dipping your toes in. Education is you're still learning the foundations of this business, all right? And this column right here, I'll be honest with you, most people don't get past this column. And it's for 3 main reasons. The confidence part, they struggle with that. They're still treating it like a side hustle, and rightfully so. Your job is extremely important, but your job takes over. And you keep learning. You're not getting out of the learning phase. For those 3 reasons, most people can't get out of this column. They're not confident. They're still stuck in their job, and they're still constantly learning. They think that, what I've learned today, somebody else is going to teach me better tomorrow. I would say beyond getting out of this, the biggest thing when it comes to this column is the fact that nobody gets out of the learning phase. And it falls into the other realms of the problems of a job, because you're learning and it takes time. And then instead of just action taking, people think I just need to keep watching videos or watching a video like this, right? I mean, there's a time and place. I always tell our students, you need to set aside 30 minutes to learn and an hour to do. 30 minutes to learn and an hour to do. Your best teacher is the action, not the videos. Okay? So that's where we are now. Now, with all this, you can still get to $7,000, $8,000 a month, but you will plateau at some point because you need to change something. In order to get to the 10 to 50,000, right? You start to narrow your niches. Maybe you've gotten to 7,000 a month and you have a plumber, an electrician, a home improvement, a towing company of 4 or 5 different niches, but you don't really like to work with towing companies, so you get rid of them and you start to narrow your niches, and you go from 4 niches to now it's like I'm doing roofing only. Well, not only, but I'm doing roofing, I'm doing windows and siding, and I'm doing power washing, right? So you've narrowed it from 5 niches to 3. Now I can now use results from those niches, and I can now go to other roofers and say, I've gotten these results here, and I go to a state over and I say, I can get you the same results, right? That's my case study that I'm now using. Services, again, the services don't really change. You may have narrowed your services a little bit. Maybe you say, I'm not going to do SEO. I'm not going to even offer it because for roofing, it's going to be very competitive, but I can put up a simple Google ad and get massive results for them, okay? Your acquisition channels to find a client would be ads, right? I'm going to start to introduce ads, and the fastest way to do this is take a case study from, let's say, a roofing client and run a very simple ad to other roofers on Facebook. You could do that very easily, even in your local area, $5 a day, okay? Cold emailing, cold calling, cold messaging. I'll always say these things in the first 2 columns. Again, not my cup of tea. I built my business with advanced value and ads in this column, okay? But I have students who literally, one of them just off the top of my mind is a father-son duo. The son cold calls, the father fulfills. And they are at, I don't even know, $70,000, $80,000 a month, okay? And that's all they do. They don't do any other acquisition channel. So people get scared of cold emailing, cold calling, and cold messaging, but there actually are people out there that love to do it. So you can't get rid of that kind of stuff. You have to teach it. Employees, I'm going to add a VA here to help me. All right. I have enough cash flow coming in. So I'm going to throw in a VA. to help me with like maybe systems or contacting past clients or maybe some message marketing campaigns that they can run for me. And maybe I have a salesperson. And the reason why is because I may be transitioning out of my job at this point, okay? Again, partners very easily, especially now in this column, you're going to find a lot of people that would love to partner with you. Results, you're 70% confident. You've gotten results and you are ready to rock and roll. You still have the confidence issue of, can I really quit my job, right? And that's why the treatment of this is fired your boss or looking to get out of your job, right? Until you become 100% confident in your ability to run this business and do it well and make a lot of money doing it, you may be teeter-tottering here, okay? And education is now you're kind of learning the systematic way of running this business. What automations can I put in the background? What software can I use to automate this? What salesperson can I add, right? So you're starting to remove yourself out of the business, giving it to somebody else or giving it to the systems perspective. So now you're learning the systems part of this, okay? And that will get you to 50,000. And then you're going to plateau at about 50,000 because there's only so much you and a VA and a salesperson can do, okay? So now we get into the column of 50 to 100,000, and now you've narrowed down to one or two niches, right? And most likely, you're going to narrow it down to a niche that will pay you good money. Roofing is a great niche, right? They'll pay you. Med spas is a great niche. They will pay you. Dentists is a great niche. Again, you see where I'm going with this, right? Plastic surgeons, they're going to pay a lot of money. Services is you've narrowed it, but you're still a full service marketing company at this point. Meaning you're going to take an SEO job and outsource it, right? You're going to take anything, right? You can run Facebook ads, you can run Google ads. Maybe you're going to outsource all of it because your cash flow is good. Acquisitions channels is I'm still doing the advanced value, the leads in advance, right? I maybe have a VA doing it. Hey, and saying to a VA, go to roofing in this area and go to page 2, 3, 4, and 5 of Google and go and contact all these roofers and use this script, right? Now I'm using my VA to do it. The rest is outsourced, right? They are possibly, you may have a company running your ads. You have a VA doing the outreach. That's where you are in acquisition channels. So then you're always bringing in new clients, right? If you lose a client, you're bringing in another one. Employees, you probably have a chief operating officer. And by the way, that's a technical term. I mean, like that is like a term, COO. Well, I have a COO of a company. All right, dude, like cool, right? But it's probably your best friend who's just good at something, right? That's because people like us have come from like having a job for most of our life. And so we want to pretend like we have this full-fledged company at 50 to 100,000. Look, I've been in this column before, right? And it was me and my partner and 2 VAs, a salesperson, and an onboarder, okay? I didn't get a COO until later on, and I'll get to that in the next slide. And maybe you have 2 salespeople and possibly a sales manager. Again, you got to be careful with overhead here. You have cash flow, but you also have some overhead. This is, I would say COO, sales manager was 2 salespeople. You're close to 100,000 a month, right? At 50, you don't need all this stuff. Partners, probably. I'm a partner guy. I love partners. I've always had partners in my business. It just takes a lot of burden, worry off of your back because now it's a team in this together, right? Results, you're 100% confident. You're like, I'm going to make, $500 to $1 million of cash flow, and I'm going to take home $200 to $500,000 a year in my own pocket. You're full time, and now your education is how do I hire the best of the best? How do I interview? How do I hire? Where do I find them? Okay, that's what you're learning now. All right. But here we go again. We're going to plateau at $100,000 a month. And this is where I disagree a lot with a lot of the things I see about marketing agencies. I personally think it is going to be a 1 to 2% of people who run market agencies that can go beyond $100,000 a month because you are going to now have to have a full-fledged business, office, people in there, sales guys, sales managers, COOs, CFOs. Me personally, I don't see it happening. Okay, I find it, and the only way it could happen is maybe if two marketing agencies merge together, and they may be separate, but they're running together, and so you could still make the same amount of money even if you've doubled your monthly income because now you have a partner, right? So there's a lot of things I disagree with taking a digital marketing agency with yourself and a few other employees past $100,000 a month. I don't buy it. I don't think a lot of them do it. And personally, I wouldn't even want to do it. And let me explain why. At this moment in time, in this column over here, you know what the hell you're doing. And because you know what you're doing, it is time to pivot, okay? And so if you want to scale past $100,000 per month, well past it, you need to go from doing to teaching. So you're going to pivot to a different method. I would say that the best, I don't want to call him a guru, maybe influencer, I don't know. The best one out there that has been teaching this, and he no longer teaches a consulting aspect, all he teaches is a courses aspect, of transitioning from doing to teaching, was Sam Ovens, right? The transition that he taught was so smooth and so well explained and it's exactly how I went from running a marketing agency. We still do run our own marketing agency just so we can keep fresh, to teaching, right? And so you see this a lot when people become very successful in the marketing agency world. They now are going to go teach their methods. And I 100% agree with that because it's very difficult to scale a marketing agency past $100,000 a month. And that's what we always want to do. We want to scale, right? We always hear about it. And so we're going to pivot to a different method, okay? And it looks like this. You now are going to say, I have built this beautiful, digital, profitable marketing agency, and now I'm going to go and teach other people to do it. And so, and again, by the way, I'm sharing my path, and I've seen many others do this exact same path. This path happened to me in 2017 because I was running my marketing agency for 3 years prior to that, 2014 to 2017. And then we got really good at it, and we had a different method of teaching, a different method of doing, and we thought, this is going to be great. Let's teach this to other people. We actually kind of fell into it. We didn't even really try. We had a lot of marketers stealing our 2-page sites. I mean, we're like, you know what? Everybody's going to steal it, so let's just sell it. And so we started going into selling our way of running a marketing agency to struggling agencies. That's where it started. And we were coaching on the how with done-for-you 2-page sites, done-for-you ads, a lot of done-for-you stuff. And our acquisitions channels, when we made this pivot, became ads to struggling agencies and organic with posting in Facebook, although I'm terrible at it. And when we were at about, I'd say, $300,000 a month, we had a COO, right, our buddy Frank. We had a sales manager. At that time, we had 2 salespeople, a support person, and 1 success coach. Okay, that's what we added. Partners, it's easier with 1, but it's not needed. Results, if I can achieve the results of this business, I can now go out, and I want to go out and teach others to do the same because there's nothing better than that. Your treatment of this, you are all in. Your education is, now I'm learning how to be a coach, systems, automation, sales, copywriting. It's a different realm. But if you want to scale past 100,000, this is the realm, this is the path you have to take. Scalability, it's infinite. There's always new people in the pool. Always somebody who loved their job yesterday and hates it today and wants out of it, right? It's always being filled. In products, you have 1 core product, okay? And that's where you're scaling over 100,000 a month. To go from 100, and I'm putting $833,000 a month because that's kind of where I've been. And so I got there by having to go from our niche to struggling agencies. We ran out of those to a business opportunity, how to start a business and get out of your job, right? It became a much larger pool of people. Services was coaching on the how to do it, A to Z, going from an employee to starting your own business. Acquisition channels, ads on multiple channels, Google, Facebook, TikTok, organic with blogs and stuff like that. Employees, CEO, sales manager, 8 eight salespeople, 3 support people, and 2 success coaches. That got us to $833,000 a month. Partners, again, easier with one. Results, others are now achieving massive results. I can use those massive results to say, hey, it wasn't just me, it's all these other people. This is what they've done. You can do it too, right? Treatment, my entire life is built around this business. This business comes first after my family, right? Everything else I say no to. My friends, when you're running a business doing this amount, listen, you have to hire to get yourself out of that business because you're answering support. You want everybody to be happy, right? And when somebody's not happy, you do everything in your power. Midnight on a Saturday, you're answering messenger messages. You don't have to. That's what I did. Education, kind of just systems and personnel, right? Business is going to do $8 to $9 million a year. How do I get to 30 million, right? So now 30 million comes in hiring the best of the best. And I need to know who is the best of the best. How do I find them? Somebody needs to help me. And that is what I'm learning now, right? Scalability, infinite. And now products. Now I'm not only just selling only one core product. I need to also have maybe a done for you, extremely high ticket, $10,000, $15,000 product, right? Get results faster for the students. And possibly quarterly promotions like Black Friday event, Christmas things like quarterly promotions, which would be other products. I could tell you what we did in our program. We had students who did the path that I just told you and went from being very good at one thing and then packaging that up and teaching their one thing, right? Just because we teach people to run this business a certain way doesn't mean that that other people are not going to find they're going to get the foundation, they're going to build a decent business, and they're going to find like a way that maybe a different way, right? Not everybody follows the exact same path, right? You lay out the blueprint and success isn't a straight line, right? There's a lot of curves and all that good stuff. You may have noticed that I changed my hat and got a little hot in here. So I had to pause it and throw this on. Anyway, so to sum all this up, right? You're working a full-time job. You're making no money on the side. You want to get out of that job or you just want to make extra money. See it every day, all day, and hear it from thousands of people over the years. They just want freedom. And my best advice is start a business that makes sense, not a fly-by-night business. Every business is going to need leads and customers. You come in and you may be happy in column 2. And you may say, you know what, James, I don't need to scale anything past 10, 15, 20,000 a month. And that is perfectly fine. Hell, at 20,000 a month, you probably just need you, maybe a partner or you and a VA or at least somebody that you can outsource some things to, right? And you don't never have to care about the rest of the video or like the second part of the video. All right. And if you do want to scale it, you're going to fall into the 50 to 100,000. These are the things. And at some point you will transition from doing to teaching. And that's how you kind of scale to infinitely. Right. I'm very proud of the fact that we've reached over 800,000 in a given month. I'm, always trying to improve and get better at certain things. But, you do see people out there selling coaching programs that are doing $1 million, $2 million a month. Especially if you kind of go into like the e-com space for some weird reason. I guess people think it's cool to try to find a winning product, and I don't get it. It's one of the hardest things to do. It's just people make it sound easy, right? This takes work, guys. It takes work in every aspect. It takes work from the 0 to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100, right? So everybody has to ask themselves, who cares about the work? I'm going to be working anyway for the majority of my life. Am I going to be working for myself or am I going to be working for somebody else? The work never goes away. Even if it did, within 3 weeks, you'd be back saying, I'm bored, I want to go work, right? That's why I find it funny that everybody complains. I want to say complains about their job, and I get it. And it's not the job, it's the freedom of the job. If you can come and go as you please, as long as you got the work done, I bet you wouldn't hate your job. Then it comes down to money, where you say, well, this job just doesn't pay me enough. And there's things in this life, I get one shot at this that I want to experience and do and travel and buy and whatever it might be. So it's always freedom first, money second. And this is the best way that I found. This roadmap, anybody can take. I've seen people going from, working at at a Walmart to starting this business, scaling it, coaching it, right? And scaling to millions of dollars a year. So I love it. And I hope this video helped you understand the roadmap that I've taken. I've gotten this question like probably 1,000 times over the last couple of years. And this is it. This is everything that I went through. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are watching this and looking to start a business, you've tried other things that didn't work, there'll probably be a link down below in the description. And if not, I think there's a link up in the header somewhere. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a comment, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff that all the YouTubers say, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I really, really hope that this was valuable to you, and expect more videos from me in the future. Bye-bye.